Before the video starts, I brought a political spectrum with me, which I modified into this. Classes which are put on the far right side means they are good for whichever line they are on, but classes that are put at the far left means they aren't as good. So, without further ado, let us begin. The only tip I can give for the camper is to only use them when you're either new to the game or you're trying to hit the 500 badge. The camper on the gameplay graph looks like this. The camper is one of the most useless classes during early game. This is due to the night vision from Temu and the old flashlight they give as a perk. But during late game, the camper has 10% less hunger drain, which allows them to be AFK for just a bit longer than usual, proving them to be somewhat better of a class for 500-day runs. First off, here's my scavenger tip. The whole scavenger kit is basically chest dependent. 20% faster opening and more scraps from chests are really good, only when there are chests. During late game, you won't have any more chests left to open except for the stronghold one, and your +2 sack is going to become useless. Therefore, scavenger stays strong early game when you start looting chests, but falls off pretty damn quickly after you open all the chests and got through 99 nights. The cook's seasoning just does a minimal amount of more hunger restoring. They can also make hearty stew, which can replenish 10 health and 20% more hunger. At this point, just get pumpkins from farm plots rather than hearty stew. And another thing is, this class only gets useful when you have 4+ teammates, where you must cook them food to keep their hunger up. So if you're using cook while you're not in a team,
trash.
Hunter during early game is a great pick for its single perk, the pelt drop rate. With the increased drop rate, getting pelts for the snow biome and upgrades for the good sack and leather armor is just a chef's kiss. The only problem is, late-game Hunter is pretty much useless due to having no perks whatsoever to help for surviving 500 days. Therefore, late-game Hunter is bad, but early game isn't as bad as late game.
Boom, bam, bop.
Early game and late game medic is both trash. You get 2 bandages off of spawn and your perks aren't that useful either. But when you get into a team where some of your teammates are constantly being taken down, your skill comes into absolute play. But really, they need to give the medic class a free revive or something at this point. Therefore, the medic class will stay at the lowest tier. The Lumberjack is one of the best early classes and one of the best speedrun class. The good axe start, along with the perks that give you more wood, is absolutely astonishing and really helpful for both a solo and team game run. But the late game is where the Lumberjack falls off a bit, since the only thing you can do during late game is build carrot farms and walls, which is about it. Therefore, the Lumberjack is an absolute beast during early game, but falls off during late game. Early game ranger, peak. Late game ranger, peak. Ranger is easily one of the better early game classes due to its gun spawn, which allows it to save the kids a lot faster compared to other classes. You also have bullet refunds, which are absolutely good during both early and late game, where you can loot strongholds while not wasting too many bullets. Therefore, the Ranger is just a great class overall, perfect for starters. Without using the scale, I'm just going to say that the Farmer class is an absolutely amazing class when you're trying to have fun. You can farm cakes from plots and get apple trees from saplings. But the problem lies in gameplay. This character is fine during early game when it gets a plot where it can grow cakes, pumpkins, and corn. The problem is, late game, you got crackpots to make stews, so there really isn't a problem with food anymore. You also only get a watering can during the start, which can only work if you get a plot farm. Therefore, the Farmer class is an absolute fun class, but also not the greatest class for survival. The Brawler is a strong class with a slow start. You cannot use ranged weapons, which puts the class at a disadvantage, but have a stronger melee, along with more health and an armor. Brawler is somewhat of a weapon-dependent character, where even getting a spear makes the character so much stronger than before. Early game Brawler is going to be somewhat tough when you try to get the kids and raid a few military bases, but late game Brawler with the Morning Star and better armor is an unstoppable force. Plus, the no need for ammo makes the Brawler absolutely deserve its late game potential. Infinite ammo, higher sprint speed, better visibility at night. What else is there to say about this class? This class is amazing and such a great class to use. The only downside is that late game, it's just like any other class except for camper. But you don't have to worry about ammo. There's nothing more for this class, just buy it. Literally. Oh, and also...
Wondering if you got your photos printed?
Logos printed?
What?
The early game for the Blacksmith consists of you basically crafting items beyond your crafting bench level, such as beds and boost pads, while also getting some scrap back when grinding them. But late game, you got nothing else to build or do anymore, rendering you like a decorator. Therefore, you are a better early game character that falls off darn quick later on. You are quite literally the most overpowered character both early and late game. Early game, you have high movement speed, kunais that deal a ton of damage, along with a critical chance that can one-shot so many mobs. From just this one character, I was able to speedrun the fireplace to level 6 and get these many stuff all during day 3. Not only that, late game, the kunai will have some damage fall off, but the assassin still has the movement speed and crit chance that applies to other weapons, giving the class still hold on strong late game. Therefore, the assassin class is a pay-to-win class confirmed. The Cyborg class is great early game and late game. The increased damage for alien tech is already a great perk, but the armor and cannon with an AoE spawn is just an amazing early game secured. The late game Cyborg also doesn't fall off still, since it doesn't require ammo, still has strong damage, and works AoE. Therefore, I'm also calling this the pay-to-win class. Now I'll do a short TLDR on all the classes. This is it for today's content. I focused all on giving you more info on characters, just a little bit of tips and more sided onto ranking them, to be honest. Have a nice day.